How to drop fat before Christmas and avoid being a sequin-clad stuffed sausage. So Christmas is coming again. The parties, the sparkly dresses, the family Instagram posts you wish you could delete. And unless you want to look like a slightly overstuffed sausage in sequins, now is the time to get moving. So most people say, oh, I'll just deal with it in January. New year, new me. But that is a terrible idea. January is you, but bloated, knackered, depressed, and Googling how to detox from mulled wine and Yule log. Let's get ahead now. So it's 3 months until Christmas. That means in 10 to 12 weeks, we are going to be hitting party season. That's plenty of time for real changes. Your body responds quickly if you feed it right. Imagine arriving in December, lighter and stronger and more energetic instead of just, oh, well, it's Christmas, it's impossible. I'll start again in the spring. No, this year I'm encouraging you to do things differently. This is exactly when you can win. I'm Emma Voysey. I'm on a one-woman mission to stop Christmas dresses from bursting their seams across the nations. Think of me as your insurance policy against the office photocopier pictures going viral and, of course, looking good in your Christmas outfit. But it's just the icing on the cake. The real win is that you will be metabolically healthier, blood sugar down, energy up, sleeping better, sharper brain, longer life. Sequins are nice, but living well in your own body every single day. That's the real goal. Step 1, protein is king. Protein is the foundation. Dr. Mark Hyman says it all the time, eat real food. Not packaged, not ultra-processed, not plant-based, chemically altered sludge made in a factory from ingredients that we can't pronounce and our grandmothers wouldn't recognise. Real food. Protein builds muscle, balances blood sugar and keeps you full. Not too much, admittedly. I've come to the conclusion over the months, over the last year and a half, that overeating this one nutrient can also backfire. You've got to find your sweet spot. Enough to rebuild the muscle, the bone, heal the gut, build strong, resilient cells, whatever your goal is. But not so much that your body then has an excess, which then can get turned into sugar and stored as fat if you're not using it for energy. So it's really important to balance your macros. You should be eating at least the same amount of fat, if not slightly less protein, slightly more fat. The way that you know what's happening is to track your foods for a few weeks. Use an app like Chronometer, it's brilliant, it's free, and see exactly what you're taking in. So without using that type of technology, easy, free, you're just playing a guessing game. And human nature being what it is, we do tend to underestimate the amount of food that we've eaten, particularly when it's something we like to eat, and overestimate on things like portion sizes. I'm not for 1 minute suggesting that you start counting calories. That's a really bad idea, but do be aware of your quantities. And yes, I hear you, but Emma, I don't like meat. I want my toast. Toast won't get you anywhere. Eggs, fish, beef, chicken. That's what your body runs on. Instead of a croissant for breakfast, try eggs and salmon. Instead of pasta at night, steak and broccoli. Simple swaps, big wins. Step 2, fat is not your enemy. For years, fat has been demonised. We've got the father of the cholesterol theory, Ansel Keys, to thank for that. And unfortunately, many health professionals are still demonising it. It's eking its way into a completely different way of being thought about, but it's still not mainstream. And until it becomes mainstream, our doctors are still going to keep telling us to limit it. Dr. Annette Bosworth, Dr. Bos, on the other hand, she's brilliant on this. She reminds us that fat isn't the enemy. Fat is fuel. It keeps you full. It keeps your ketones ticking along. It means you've got energy for your brain, for your muscles. And when ketones are working, your body is primed to start dipping into its own fat stores. Dr. Liz Bright, she tells us that fat builds our hormones. And we already know that weight loss, successful or not, is all a hormonal issue, not a calorie issue, as we've been wrongly led to believe for so many decades, since the 50s. Since Ansel, the egotistical showman, came up with his cholesterol theory, which he himself, by the 60s, was already saying that Actually, it's not really what I thought it was, but he said it in such a way that he led people to believe that butter was the devil, whereas margarine was what they should be eating, even though he didn't actually say that. You know, he led people to believe that saturated fat in the form of butter was the bad guy, and therefore polyunsaturated fats, they were good for you. So if you're still scared of butter, olive oil, or the fat on your steak, listen to Doctors Boz and Bright, and Dr. Zoe Harcombe. She's big on this message too. So eating, it isn't the fat that you're eating that's making you fat, it's the constant drip of carbs and sugar. But low-fat yoghurt is better, right? No, low-fat yoghurt is misery in a pot. Ribeye steak with butter, now that's satisfaction. So here's the strategy. Start swapping out the low-fat nonsense for real, full-fat, real food. Use that olive oil or avocado oil instead of those bottled dressings, which are full of sugar and unstable oils, and cook with butter or ghee instead of margarine, which incidentally is one molecule away from plastic. Why would you want to put that in your body? Don't trim every last bit of fat off your meat. That's where the flavour and the fuel lie. And add some olives or macadamia nuts instead of reaching for crackers. Small swaps like this flip your body from sugar burning to fat burning, and that's where the magic happens. And here's your party season survival tip. Avoid hovering by the buffet table, mindlessly dipping crisps or chips fried in disgusting seed oils into bowls of mystery supermarket dips. Spoiler, they're usually seed oil with a side of sugar, and instead head straight for the proteins and the fats, the meat skewers, the cheese cubes, the smoked salmon if you're lucky. Load your plate with these foods, add some veg if it's there, and you'll actually walk away satisfied instead of prowling back 10 minutes later for another handful of beige carbs. On to step 3, carbs. Your Christmas strategy. So I'm not saying never eat carbs. Dr. Eric Berg's message is clear on this. Keep your blood sugars down. That means carbs need to be strategic. Stop mainlining them all day like a toddler with a bottomless snack box. They are addictive. They cause dopamine hits in our brain, and that's exactly why you have to be really careful with how you use them. Every time you eat carbs, your blood sugar rises, your insulin spikes, and fat burning is switched off. Can you hear the jays in the distance? They're so noisy. If you do that all day long, your body never gets the chance to dip into its own fat stores, which is obviously the goal. So right now, most people live on toast for breakfast, sandwiches for lunch, pasta for dinner, or rice, biscuits, cookies in between. That's basically feed me. I need carbs every 2 hours, like Audrey, the monster plant in Little Shop of Horrors. Instead, flip it. Make carbs a choice, your choice, not a default. And think of them as a garnish, not the main event. Build your meals around protein and healthy fats, and if you've still got room, then add a little whole food carb onto the edge of the plate, some potato or some root veg, or maybe a piece of fruit at the end of a meal to blunt the blood sugar hit. Eat it at the end of the meal. That's it, that's all you have to do. And here's a Christmas or celebration specific tip. Never go to a party hungry. Have a protein and fat snack or a meal before you leave, whether that's boiled eggs, piece of cheese, a can of sardines if they don't make you throw up, and even a few olives. That way you're not going to be diving face first into the bread basket or hovering by the chip and dip table all night. Think of carbs like alcohol. Enjoyable when occasional, an absolute disaster when constant. Keep them controlled, and you can enjoy the taste without the metabolic hangover. Step 4, fasting and timing. So stop grazing like a goat. Your body doesn't need to be drip fed. But I'll faint if I don't eat every 90 minutes. No, you won't. Here's why fasting works. Every time you eat, especially carbs, your body pumps out insulin to deal with the sugar in your bloodstream. Insulin's job is to store energy. High insulin all day equals constant storage mode. That means instead of dipping into your own fat stores, your body just keeps topping them up. Our bodies are brilliant at this. Our bodies are these super intelligent, amazing machines, and they do their job very well, which is to make sure we survive. When you stop snacking, you give your body a break and insulin comes down, and that's the key switch. So lower insulin opens the door to fat burning. Suddenly, instead of demanding a biscuit, a cookie, every 2 hours, your body remembers it has its own pantry, your fat stores, and it starts using those. Even a simple 16-8 fast, say eating in an 8-hour window, maybe between, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. or 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. like I do, that can make a massive difference. You don't need to go hardcore straight away. Think of it like housekeeping. Fasting is your body's way of clearing out clutter, having a big declutter, a Marie Kondo style declutter, balancing blood sugar, improving insulin sensitivity and giving your liver a much needed break or rest. And here's the really exciting bit. It switches on cellular repair, autophagy. It reduces inflammation and it can even support your brain health. That's why doctors like Dr. Berg and Dr. Boz are always talking about it constantly. It's one of the most powerful tools we have for reversing insulin resistance and restoring our metabolic health. So fasting, it isn't punishment, it's a reset button. Think of it as the metabolic equivalent of a pre-Christmas clear out. Tidying up the junk before the decorations go up, less grazing, more healing. Step 5, muscle is your metabolic secret weapon. What does that mean? So cardio alone is not going to save you. Long duration exercise is not an efficient way to burn fat. Think about it. How many calories do you burn if you go and run for, an hour? I don't actually know what it is, but it's not very many, is it? Or you do a spin class, you absolutely kill yourself, and at the end of it, you've burnt off less than the equivalent of eating a Mars bar. It also puts your body into a stress situation. So if fat burning is your goal, it just isn't a very good strategy. Muscle isn't just for bodybuilders, it's a metabolic powerhouse. Every pound of muscle you build is like a little furnace, burning through calories even whilst you're asleep, as well as supporting your skeleton and making you look better. It's what shapes your body, it keeps you younger, it protects your bones, and it makes those Christmas dresses fit so much better. Think of it as the anti-aging treatment that money cannot buy. Resistance training 2 to 3 times a week is a total game changer. And before you say, but Emma, I don't want to build muscle and get all bulky and look like The Rock, calm down. You won't unless you spend 6 days a week in the gym, double your calories and slam down 200 grams of protein a day. And even then it's not particularly likely. So, fun fact, The Rock himself recently admitted that he has been having a little help over the years, and now that he's pulled back, you would barely, well, you can see the difference. He's almost unrecognisable. Google him, see what I'm talking about. Oh, and heart problems don't lie, which is a reminder that health beats vanity every single time. So no, you're not going to morph into a muscle-bound wrestler. What you will get is tighter and leaner, more defined, way more resilient. Muscle is protective. It improves insulin sensitivity, it helps regulate blood sugar, and it even lowers your risk of things like osteoporosis and metabolic disease. And you can lay down bone mass at any age just the same as you can lay down muscle mass. So the more muscle you build, the easier fat loss becomes. That's the real cheat code. Think of muscle as the gift that keeps on giving. It works 24/7, whether you're sipping mulled wine or watching Christmas movies. Step 6, the celebration mindset. So December is not about perfection, and of course these strategies apply to any big celebration in your calendar, whether that's Thanksgiving or Hanukkah or Ramadan or Chinese New Year and the whole shooting match. We have these big celebrations and we celebrate with lots of food, lots of treats, lots of extra calories. Usually they aren't particularly focused on health foods, are they? Ramadan does at least arrive after a month of fasting, so there's that. But it's not the end goal, and it's not the be-all and end-all. You will eat the mince pies, the Christmas log, the extra chocolates, lots of turkey dinners. You will drink the mulled wine and probably the cocktails and the champagne. And that's just life. That's being sociable, having a great time, being with your family, being with your friends, laughing your head off. The goal is to enter December already in a strong place so that you can enjoy it without any guilt. Dr. Zoe Harcombe is great on this. She was a trailblazer with the Don't Fear Cholesterol message. I first discovered her in something like 2011, I think it was. It may have been 2012, but pretty sure 2011. And I was astonished that she was instructing me in her book, which my friend gave me, to keep the fat in my meal, to put the fat back into the meal and make it part of the meal. It's like, oh, okay, wow, that's wild. Don't obsess over good or bad foods in isolation. Instead, look at the big picture. If you're consistent, now the odd indulgence is not going to undo you. You're going to lay down some great habits and build some protocols so that within 3 months will become your normal. But I always fail, it never works for me. Well, maybe it's time to stop following outdated advice and instead do what actually works. Ready? And if you're thinking, I love the sound of this, but I'll never stick to it on my own, that's where I come in. I've got a few coaching spots available between now and Christmas, so if you want to get some personal support, now's the time. Drop me an email. Prefer to go it alone? No problem. That's exactly what my self-guided course, Maximum Fat Loss, is designed for. Either way, this is the perfect moment to get serious, drop the fat, rebuild your energy before the party season kicks off. Drop me an email or jump over onto my website. And let's make sure that you head into December leaner and sharper, not sausage shaped. Celebrations, they don't have to derail you. You don't have to worry about them before they arrive, and you don't have to buy a bigger dress size. Start now. Eat real food, like Dr. Hyman says. Eat enough fat, like Dr. Boz and Dr. Bright say. Keep the blood sugars down, like Dr. Berg says. Stop fearing the cholesterol, Zoe Harcombe's message. Do those things and you're going to walk into Christmas or that big birthday or Hanukkah, insert your next celebration here, feeling great, and you're going to glide through January without the panic diet. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done already, and share this with a mate who's already saying, no, there's no point, I'll start in January, in a fed up voice. No, start now. Today you are the youngest you are ever going to be. Do something now that your older self will thank you for. So till next time, nourish, don't punish. And if you enjoyed this video, you might like one of these two next. Cheerio for now.